this is Crinstar, and today I am looking at MAutoPitch. It's one of the free utilities by, I think, Melda, I think they're called, or whatnot. They have a whole bunch of utilities that they kind of, quote-unquote, give out for free. For a bit, you can pay $60 to get the full support of them. The full support is, you're supporting the company, plus I think you get some stuff that allows you to modulate or do some stuff with the utilities here. I'm just playing with the free version. I saw an article yesterday posted about some autotune type of alternatives that were free, and this was on the list, and I was like, hey, I think I have that one. I've had this for quite a while, actually, and not really ever looked at it, as opposed to all the other stuff. So realistically, what I want to do is I got this audio sample up here. Let me move this around. I got this audio sample right here. I'm playing around with just talking phrases, and I'm going to see what this does to them. In that context, what I really want to do is I want to load kind of an instrument and lower it, or maybe do the singing. And while I'm talking, I'm going to load that up. Maybe some singing and lower the pitch of that singing down to a different octave without having to kind of go out and go get extra voice packs or spend another $200 on a male voice singing, because realistically, I want to kind of reduce the amount of money I'm spending on stuff over little things. There we go. And we got this true legato I love playing around with, but it's a very feminine voice. And it's really good. It's really good, but I would like her at a lower pitch for some of the stuff. Some of the things that I want to do. And that's pretty much the low end key. I want it lower though. So I'm curious if this auto-tune will allow her to get into a lower pitch. So what I want to do is I want to start with what... So it looks like that far.
Somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen.
Alright, let's lower this one. Let's raise up this one.
Somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the... Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow.
Alright, the talking's gonna get annoying really quick, so I wanted to bring in another one. Okay, so on this channel particularly, without the voices, I have the MAutoPitch on here, and I got a tuner. The tuner's kind of a cool thing.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy?
It kind of allows me to see what pitch things are, and it's also free.
Brought to life.
So let's mute that one. Let's bring up the tuner. And it pretty much, the singing pretty much stays in key, except for the first part of it, and that's really cool for what the tuner. This also allows you to kind of do MIDI output, so it'll output depending on the audio what the keys are, and it sends it back out to the channel, which is kind of cool. So you can see the MIDI output there. So if I wanted to say put in something else with I know it's counterproductive because basically I have this MIDI going through, and then basically context supposed to. If you look at the path, it stops here because there's nothing yellow over here, and then it starts up again. So it's taking it. The M tuner is taking the audio and it's figuring out what tune it is, and it's sending it out to the synthesizer, which is Polymer, and creating a tone, right? So basically, that's kind of cool, but we kind of want to mess with the pitch. So we want to lower the pitch, or we adjust the pitch without causing too much problems. So first of all, I'm gonna mess with the talking first, because ain't nothing more fun to me than messing around, squishing it or getting out of tone and using the auto pitch to get it back to quote unquote singing. And I need to put this back on the start because it's not starting at the 1.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help? Brought to life somehow.
And as you can see, the tones are kind of all over the place. So we want to kind of keep it to a certain tone.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen.
The only thing I kind of don't like about Bitwig is
brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time.
All right, and that's getting on my nerves. Okay, so I'm not used to playing around with this. Like I said, I barely even opened it, so I'm messing around. So they do have some presets to help. So this one's a man from a woman, which is exactly what we're doing.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time.
And it works really well.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time.
That one's actually a cool effect for a doubler.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy?
It's kind of chorusy effect on that one.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy?
I'm gonna figure out what the skill is, if that's what's not allowed or what is allowed. Because normally you put something on like that and it says, hey, I'm only gonna allow these notes. But it looks like it's either reading in the notes and it's sending out something entirely different. Let me go back over to here and grab MTuner and put it back on the rack and see what MTuner is saying. Because theoretically, we only want to allow these notes, 2 notes. So therefore, actually, let's make it real easy. I only want to allow Cs. So therefore, on this tuner, we should only see a C coming through.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time.
Or maybe it's just trying to tune everything to that C, because it is still all over the place.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow.
Oh, those are all sharp. Okay. So, I got it. It's reversed.
Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time.
Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time. Brought to life somehow. Can I help it if people are crazy? These types of murders happen all the time.
So it's working. So the skill thing is that basically you press the key on what you want the key to be, and it'll do the correct key. And then you got some things up here to help you with the different scales that you want, and be able to do that stuff. So pretty much it's working. The format shift right here allows me to go down. It sounds like I get detune. So you can have all kinds of crazy things. So with that knowledge, I'm going to put the auto pitch on the other track. I'm going to take off polymer. We're going to do this. It's just funny because I'm forcing the same note. So you're hearing the same note and a little bit of artifacting on the beginning, but overall the same note being being sung throughout the whole thing. It's kind of funny because basically I'm forcing the F. Okay, so these autotuners are well and good and fun, but it's like, well, how do I send the keys to it to do it at real time? So basically, when I flick this on and off, you can see in the settings back here. Let me move this down here. Is that it has F on and off. So if I move this, it'll turn it off and on, and it's got every one of the notes in here. So realistically, you could make another MIDI input just for this part, like a MIDI routing. Note routing, note receiver. And basically the note receiver, since Contact kind of blocks off the MIDI anyways, the note receiver, you can come from a different source and be able to either through... You can set this through automation. So you can automate the F. So you say off, on, off. Actually, you wouldn't need the MIDI receiver. All right, my F is not being modulated. It was for a second there. Strange. Why is my F not being modulated? Well, I could write it. So like do a recording. That's kind of a cool effect. I don't know why you would use it for anything else but to make some really wild sounds, but I don't think I've seen anybody auto-tune sort of the what do you call it? The vibrato or kind of vibrato, right? Or a tremolo, the waving in and out. It's kind of like an LFO, but it's a really fast LFO of sorts. So realistically, we could go like steps. And like automate like the G. And it's either off or on with this thing. Although I got G automated, maybe I can do like maybe C off and on because I think neither of those are a C. Let's remove the G. Of course, the artifacting is coming from the kind of the build up to that voice where it's not starting at that note, she's getting to it. But overall, I think the MAutoPitch is relatively pretty cool for kind of some really wild auto tuning type of possibilities outside of the normal one that you would use, where you would fix the voices and you can say, hey, this has got to be a C at this time, it's got to be at this D at this time, or you got to carry it on. But you can do things like say, let's go back to this. Let's take this one out. Let's make this even longer and let's cause it to kind of stretch it out. Or not listen to me. Where's the stretchy tools?
By this place. Brought to life somehow. By this place.
Oh, I don't want to sit here for the next hour trying to figure out why the handles are not showing.
Brought
Anyway.
to life
Stretch it, throw on the auto tuner, and then get it to sound kind of cool. So I got this on raw. I think it's my fault. It is indeed my fault. So let's stretch it out really wild. And then let's throw on the auto tuner.
brought to life somehow. By this brought to life somehow. By this place, brought to life somehow. By this place, brought to life somehow.
And you can kind of hear that C come through when it's stretching, and you can really
to life somehow. By this place. To life. To life. To life. To life.
Overall, some pretty cool kind of tricks you could do to these types of samples to actually get it to more melodic type of things with the auto tuner. Obviously, right? But it's overall cool if you want to spend the time and playing around with it and realizing that if you put this on raw here on this mode, that it does not allow you to stretch. Oh, that might actually be cool for using something chill or something like that, or lounge or something with like a little mellow beat. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, I think I'm done. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you later.